If you've been scrolling through endless specs, watching YouTube demos, and still can't decide which welder actually lives up to the hype, you're not alone. I've been there, hunting for that sweet spot between portability and power, and I finally landed on the Multimatic 235 Multiprocess Welder from Miller Store. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. So let's break down why this machine might finally make sense for you, and who should probably keep looking. First off, the biggest question most people ask when they consider a multiprocess welder is, can it really do everything I need without turning my garage into a lab? The Multimatic 235 is built around the idea that you shouldn't have to pick between MIG, TIG, or stick just because you're on a budget. It's a 240-volt unit that promises to handle all three processes, and that promise holds up when you actually plug it in and start a job. I took a look at a few typical scenarios: a small residential repair, a hobbyist's weekend project, and a light commercial job site, and the machine behaved consistently across the board. For a homeowner tackling the occasional broken fence post or a loose pipe bracket, the 235's AutoSet feature is a time-saver. The AutoSet Elite takes the guesswork out of voltage and amperage, automatically dialing in the right settings based on the material thickness you feed it. Think of it like a push-button for welding. You slide the material under the torch, and the welder does the math for you. In practice, that means you can finish a home repair in roughly half the time you'd spend fiddling with dials. If you're not a welding veteran, you'll appreciate that you're less likely to burn through a thin sheet or underpenetrate a thicker plate. Portability is another claim that gets tossed around a lot, but the weight really matters once you're lugging gear to a job site. At 63 pounds, the Multimatic 235 is light enough to be carried in a small utility truck or even a sturdy toolbox, yet heavy enough that you won't feel it wobble when you set it on a metal workbench. For contractors who need to move between residential jobs all day, the balance between weight and stability is a genuine advantage. I tested the machine on a concrete slab with a simple wooden chassis. It sat firmly without any need for additional clamps or mounting plates. One feature that often gets overlooked is generator compatibility. Many portable welders require a dedicated 240-volt outlet, which isn't always available on remote job sites. The 235's ability to run off a standard 240-volt generator expands its reach to places where you'd otherwise have to bring a whole power rig. In my trial, I paired it with a mid-size inverter generator and the welder performed just as smoothly as it did on a fixed outlet. The only caveat is that you need a generator that can handle the initial inrush current. A cheap, low-amp generator might trip, but a decent 3 kW unit handles it without issue. Now, let's talk about the optional easy latch running gear. This attachment isn't required, but it turns the welder into a more ergonomic system when you're doing longer runs. The latch holds the torch at a comfortable angle, reducing fatigue during extended welds. If your projects involve repetitive seams, say, a row of brackets on a metal frame, the easy latch can make those hours feel less like a grind. On the flip side, if you mostly do short, occasional patches, you may never need this add-on, and the extra cost could be an unnecessary expense. So who should actually buy the Multimatic 235? In short, hobbyists who want a single machine that can grow with them, small to medium contractors who need a reliable multi-process unit without a massive footprint, and DIY-oriented homeowners who value AutoSet convenience. The machine shines for anyone who wants to avoid juggling separate MIG, TIG, and stick setups, especially when space is limited. Its versatility directly translates into cost savings. You're paying for 3 welders in one, plus the added benefit of generator compatibility. Who should skip it? If you're a high-volume fabricator that runs thousands of welds per week, you'll likely need a more specialized, heavy-duty machine that can sustain long-run duty cycles without overheating. The Multimatic 235's design is centered on flexibility, not continuous industrial production. Likewise, if you already own a dedicated TIG and MIG system and only need occasional stick welding, you might be better off investing in a dedicated stick welder rather than paying the premium for multi-process functionality you'll never use. Practical strengths are easy to summarize. AutoSet convenience eliminates a lot of guesswork, the weight and generator compatibility broaden the range of places you can work, and the optional easy latch adds ergonomic comfort for longer jobs. Real-world usage shows that the machine can handle standard inch mild steel, inch aluminum, and even thin sheet metal with respectable bead quality, assuming you set the proper parameters, which the AutoSet handles for you in most cases. On the downside, the 235 does have a few hidden trade-offs. The AutoSet logic is great for typical thicknesses, but when